I'm going to go through with you a sequence that will help warm up your body, but also stretch it out and give you a little isometric kind of feel to your workout to every day. This is something that you should use on those off days, off training days, because not only is it going to help recover those muscles that are sore, but it's also going to help refresh them and get the blood flow and that the CO2 that kind of builds up in those muscles, which causes the soreness, to just flush out. So this is a little bit of a yoga style flow, so follow along with me and pause the video when you feel like you need to. Remember that these movements aren't for everybody. You can try to modify them the best you can, and if you need help with anything, let me know, because I can give you the modifications when that time comes. All right, so to begin, let's go ahead and start on our backs, because this is usually how I like to start for my yoga classes. Okay, and we're going to bring our hands out to the side and just start with some windshield wipers, rocking your body back and forth. Just engage the side obliques. Feel the mat beneath your bottom as you kind of rock it out. Okay, and then from here we're going to let our legs straighten out and let one drop down and the other. And you can use your hands if you wish to kind of stretch it out a little bit more if you need a little bit more length. Okay, and this is just flushing the vibes out of our muscles, flushing out that stickiness in our blood, which can make us very slow, lethargic, and incredibly sore. So now, keeping your feet up in the air, let's go ahead and circle those ankles, getting the lymph moving away from the extremities and other direction. And then let's start to flip our feet back and forth, open and close. Good, okay. Same kind of movement, but we're gonna open up our hips to the outside. Happy baby movement here. Make sure you're breathing nice and easy. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, nice and deep, nice and long, all the way out. And come back to center. Bring your feet down to the floor. Feet wide on your mat, zigzag stretch now, rocking your knees to one side, lift it up and rock it over to the other side. I like to go through these exercises just to kind of warm us up, get our muscles thinking, okay, you're about to do something, because the next sequence that we'll go through, which is starting at tabletop, will engage them a little bit more. You might get a little warm, all that good jazz. So bring your feet back up. Let's drop one leg down. The other leg comes up towards your chest. You can pull that foot towards your chest for a nice big stretch right in your glute. I mean, some people are way more flexible than others, and that's okay. Do what is best for you and your body. Your body will tell you. Okay, good. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release back to center. Let that leg cross over your body. Exhaling. Look the opposite direction and hold. It's important to breathe nice and deeply in these twisted motions, because that's going to help open up your thorax, which is the rib cage, and your abdomen muscles. Okay, hold it here for another breath. And let's bring it back up to the top. Okay, same leg is going to now fall to the outside just gently enough to feel that little half froggy pose. Again, keeping that chin tucked, making sure you're not looking up behind you, because that's not normal for your neck, okay? And holding here. Good. And we're just getting warmed up here, so remember, this is the easy part. Lift the other leg up, other leg goes down, okay? Pulling that leg towards your chest. You can bring your head up to meet it if you wish. Hold in whatever direction feels good to you. And breathe again, inhaling nice and deeply. Exhale, inhale, and release back to center. Let's go ahead and drop that knee across our body. Look the opposite direction. Nice and easy here. And breathe again. Exhale, inhale. And good. Let's bring it back to the top. Woo! Good. Okay. Now just for a little dynamic warm up, we're going to swing our feet up over our head just gently. I mean, if you are ready for the big stretch by lifting those legs up past your head and holding it back there, by all means, go for it. But just remember that that is very strenuous for your spine. So especially if you're doing this in the morning, be gentle, okay? And now we're going to get enough momentum to lift ourselves up into seated pose. Good. Flipping over to our tabletop position, we're going to start with our cat-cow. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders so that you have proper alignment. Same goes for your knees underneath your hips. That way you're nice and square and your body can benefit from the space that you give it. If you bring those knees in, then you're not getting the true benefit of the stretch, okay? So keep it even. In, exhale up. Good, one more time. In, and exhale to rise. Come back to center, and here we go for our flow. We're gonna keep our toes curled, press our hips up into downward dog, pushing away from the mat, keeping our arms nice and straight, head between your arms, and then start pedaling your feet, lengthening the back of your legs for another 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to lift one leg up so we go into a knee drive plank, and then you're going to push it back up nice and tall behind you, and then back down again. Driving that knee forward, extend it up. One more time, breathing in, and exhale up. Hold it up there. Get that length. 3, 2, 1. Now swing that leg all the way through into runner's lunge. From here, you're going to bring both hands on the inside of your leg. Open that outside arm up to look up to the sky. This is hard. This is hard. So try your best to stabilize your core muscles are engaged. And exhale back down. Okay, other side, opening up that same kind of pose, but opposite direction with the other arm. Nice length, core is strong. The more you do this, the better you get. I have to tell you, I remember doing this for the first time and thinking my legs were going to fall off, believe it or not. And now I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty strong. All right, so bring your hands on either side of that front foot. Drop your back knee down, and we're going to hinge back into a lengthy hamstring stretch, supported by our hands on the side. And breathe here. You're going to feel that hamstring just lengthen. And then from here, we're going to hinge back forward, getting a hip flexor stretch, dropping that hip down. Okay? And if you'd like to, you can increase it by lifting your arms up into almost like a lunge, but keeping your knee down. And round it back over, pushing that heel back so your hips go backwards toward your heel, and hold. Good. Come back to center, and we're going to lift that back knee up. Okay, bounce it in a little bit so you can go into a triangle pose, reaching down for that front foot. We're going to lift our chest up by bending that front leg now, opening up into a standing lunge. Okay, nice and tall and strong. Hold. And then from here, we're just twisting our spine one direction, looking behind. Stabilize. Inhale. And then exhale out over to the other side. Good. Inhale back up to center. And round those arms back behind your head. Swoop them down to the floor. And then we're going to switch legs. Okay, back into plank. Press it up into downward dog. Walk your heels up and down. Walk the dog. And then we're going to go into that three-legged dog again. So you're driving that knee forward into a plank. And then drive it up over, okay, and lifting it up to the sky. Again, up towards your chest. Exhale up. One more time. Exhale, inhale, and exhale up. Hold it up on the top for 3, 2, 1, and that thing's gonna swoop all the way through to the top of your mat, in between your legs. Between your arms, bring your hands on the inside. Open up your chest. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Drop it back down. Open to the other side. Stabilize again. Breathe. Important to breathe. Okay, and drop that arm down. You're going to sandwich that front foot with your hands. Drop your back knee, feel that hip flexor stretch, and then exhale into a hinging hamstring stretch. Okay, keeping that toe up in the air, and relax here. Good, we're gonna go in and out of that again. So you're gonna hinge forward, lengthening the hip flexor, and then exhale back one more time. When we come back to forward, you're gonna lift that knee off the ground, and we're gonna get into a triangle pose. So your legs are straight. Kind of feel the front of the leg maybe a little bit, okay? Bend that front leg now, lifting your chest up into our first forward lunge, okay? And then from here, again, we're going to rock and turn to the side, arms come out to the side, reaching our fingertips away from each other. Lift it back up and change to the other side. Good, stabilize. Nice job, and bring it back up to center, okay, round those arms, and drop your hands down to the ground. And then we're gonna bring it back into plank, drop our knees down, push into child's pose. Exhale and inhale. Pay attention to how your body feels after this movement. Good. And coming back up to tabletop, we're now going to go into a needle through by first opening up our chest up to the sky, and then needle it through all the way down to your shoulder. We rest on the ground. The arm that's kind of just awkwardly sitting there can go up past your head, push your hips back towards your heels, and hold here. Now that top arm too can also open up all the way out to the other side, but only if it's comfortable for you. Sometimes this causes a lot of pain, so don't do it. Okay, bring that arm down, lift your chest back up, and we're gonna go to the other side. Opening up for a chest opener, and then let it fall all the way through, needling through, dropping the shoulder to the ground, rest your head and open up that top chest, or keep it above your head. Good. And we're going to come back to center tabletop. Good. And now, last sequence of our little routine here. You're now going to press back into child's pose. Get those knees nice and wide. Hold it here for a second just so we can gather ourselves. Feel the stress in our body. Kind of relax. Everything might be a little tingly. And lift yourself back up into tabletop. Straight into downward dog. Walk your heels up and down. And then from here, we're going to go back into plank. Hold the plank here. For 3, 2, 1, lower yourself nice and slow for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, uncurl your toes, bring your hands up towards your ears, lift up into a half cobra sphinx pose, and then bring it back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one, inhale. And exhale, drive your fingertips down towards your shoulders, push yourself back into child's pose again. Good, we're gonna go through that round one more time. So go into tabletop, straight into plank, hold the plank, 3, 2, 1. Let's start to lower yourself down, 3, 2, 1. Chest on the ground, exhale, drag your fingertips up towards your head, elbows are on the ground. Lift it up into half cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up. Draw all those shoulder blades down. Exhale one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Whew, feel those back muscles. Drag your fingertips down. And on that timing of your exhale, lift and exhale into child's pose. Good, come back into tabletop for your last time, into plank. From here, we're gonna drive that, we'll start with our right leg forward, okay, into a pigeon pose, holding that leg up. You might have to hold your hips up a little bit with your arms so that you're not falling down so your hips are uneven. You wanna make sure that the hips are straight and that you're nice and even here, holding. And when you get really good, you can draw your chest down to the floor and hold. This can be a very tight, uncomfortable stretch, so adjust yourself where you need to. Breathe through it. It's really important to breathe. And when you're ready, lift yourself back up, lifting that leg off the ground, and then drive it back to plank. Okay, other leg comes forward, up towards your hands, let it settle on the ground. Support yourself with your hands if you need to. You'll probably notice one side is a little bit more flexible than the other. Okay, and then so get into the spot where you can kind of stay still for a second, or 2, or 3. And hold. Good. Remember, this takes practice to feel really good. And I tell you, it has taken me a long time to practice this and do it on a regular basis so that I can feel good every time I do it. Drop your knees down, press back into child's pose for the last time. Good. Take your time to just listen to your own breath. Listen to your body. Pay attention to where you feel any tingling or discomfort. And try to steer away from that feeling. Try to focus on something else in your body. Like for instance, how does your head feel against the floor? What do your toes feel like now that they're being relaxed? Your fingertips, are they stiff or are they loose? Wiggle them around, check them out. And now let's go back in the tabletop. We're going to get into a seated position to just kind of hang out here for a second. Close your eyes, relax your body. If you want to get in the lotus pose or if you want to stick to a butterfly pose, either way works. Okay? Practice what you want for your body. In your mind, what are your intentions for today? What do you want to do for you today? It's a question that I have always had a hard time asking myself, and because I'm always thinking about what can I do for all these other people. But this right here on the mat is for you. So embrace this. Try not to think about all the things you have to do today and just think about being here right now on the mat. Your legs are crossed. Look how far you have come. Might seem little, but it is big. Take one more deep breath in and try to get the exhale even longer. And now with just an easy bend at your waist, bring your hands forward. Okay, just relaxing and stretching out your legs for one more time. And then bring yourself back up. Roll the shoulders back. Bring your hands to your chest. And namaste. Now that Frankie has come to visit.